Hi everyone, it's Karen here and welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you came back. Today I have a video where I created a set of artist trading cards using mica sheets and alcohol inks from Tim Holtz. Artist trading cards, better known as ATCs, are small cards that measure 2.5 by 3.5 inches. People create them so they can trade them with different artists and people from around the world or around your area. And I love trading these with people, and I've created many of them, many different ATCs that just have different techniques of them because I love creating them. It's a small space and it's really easy to create really different ones every time. The ATCs I created today have mica sheets in the background. This is a product that I've never used before. It's not actually a product, but it's a naturally formed compound in nature, and it is used industrially and also in cosmetics and many other different industries. My friend Cheryl, who I've met online through YouTube and Facebook, actually found these because they grow naturally in nature, and she actually sent me some so I could play around with. And as you can see, I am separating them because each sheet is really thin and almost translucent. When they're bunched together, they look more opaque, but when you actually separate them, they look really translucent. And it is definitely used in the art industry, where you see something like Spinnabair using mica flakes, and when they're actually broken and tinted. In this case, these are straight from nature and they're actually see-through, and I thought that I wanted to color them in some way. And actually Cheryl was the one who gave me the idea to use alcohol inks to tint them. And I put them inside plastic trays so it would not stain my background. Once I had enough mica sheets and separated all of them because I didn't want them to be too thin because it would be hard to glue them after, I ended up adding some alcohol inks on them and staining them. I took many colors of alcohol ink and started staining it in the background. I also used the blending solutions to spread the alcohol inks and be able to blend all the colors together. The mica sheets are made of different mineral compounds, and the main one is silicate, so that's what gives it the shiny, thin and brittle texture. Although you can find these in nature, I actually found a place where you can buy these in a package. So if you want to experiment with this technique, you can see the link below to that product. You know how much I love creating backgrounds, and this was really fun to create. It is amazing how the alcohol ink spreads on the mica sheets, and because they're so shiny and so smooth, they're perfect surface for alcohol inks. So I really liked creating different colors, and I just blended here and there the different colors that I had on my table until I was happy with the results. I also used some of the gold and the silver alcohol inks because I really find that those give a beautiful mixative look to the background. I really love how the silver mixes with the rest of the alcohol inks. It gives it such a beautiful tone. For the other tray, I wanted to play with colors that are more alike, like blues and greens, and not mix the colors so much with each other like I did in the other tray. I just really love the way the same cool colors combine with each other. So that was just a really nice way of adding color without mixing too many of them together. And really they turned out beautifully, and I loved both sides equally. Although I am a blue-green kind of gal, I really love that everything turned out just nice and I could create these beautiful backgrounds for my ATCs. So if you think that using alcohol inks on Yapo paper is a great idea, using them on mica sheets is even better because the mica has really nice texture and the alcohol inks goes in between the grooves, which makes it looks amazing. I cut out 6 pieces of paper, 2.5 by 3.5 inches. You can use any type of paper, just make sure it's really thick. I had some 7 Dot Studio paper lying around, but it really can be any type of paper. You can use even Bristol board or watercolor paper or any type of thicker paper that will withhold the mica. Although it's not really heavy, when you put a lot of it on, it makes the paper really stiff, and you want to make sure it can withhold all of that. I took some soft matte gel from Prima Finnabair, and I started gluing pieces of mica onto the papers, almost like a collage. I really wanted to create a mosaic looking stained glass look to the background. And to do this, I was adding different pieces of different colors in each of the papers. Some of them I could still separate and use in more areas. Some of the mica after staining could be separated even more. So I really loved creating, this was my favorite part, and I loved using the gel to just glue the mica to the background. Since the gel dries transparent, it was a perfect medium to use for this. Once I was done doing all 6 of my ATCs, I took a little bit more gel and just made sure that everything is glued properly to the background. I didn't want any pieces sticking out, and I wanted to make sure everything will stay in place. And doesn't this look like a stained glass background? I really loved how this turned out, and it was just such a great idea. When it got time to embellish the ATCs, I really didn't know what to do. I wasn't sure which direction to take. I thought to do steampunk look, or I thought to do an ocean look. I just really didn't know which one would look great, because these kind of look like mermaid scales as well, or fish scales. But I ended up deciding to go with the steampunk look, and I cut out some gears and cogs out of the Tim Holtz Scenic gears and cogs die, and I used both the large die and the small one and cut out different sizes that I could glue to my background. I used again the soft matte gel from Prima to glue these to the back and just add a little bit of interest to the background. I also used some thread because it just gives a really good texture. The string really gives a really good texture to the back. So I just basically unwrap some of the string and then use the gel to glue it to the background, and then I use the cogs and the gears to just glue those on top of the thread. To add even more interest, I took some metal junkyard findings from Prima. These are from an old collection, and I had them in my stash, and I just started adding them on top of the gears. It's just fun to add these type of embellishments just to make something look more interesting. And you can find these anywhere, and I'm not sure if I'll find the exact ones that I used today, but I'll try to list as many as I can that will show and will be able to give a similar look. Finally, I added some inspirational words to each of the cards. I picked these in advance so I wouldn't have to waste time showing which ones I'm choosing. And this is just one of those pads that has a lot of words on them, and I just picked the ones that called out to me. Then I took some gel and just sealed them to the background. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked my video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends on social media. For more inspiration, visit me on my website and subscribe to my newsletter so you can get more of my posts. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell underneath the video so you will get notifications whenever I post a new video. Thanks so much. Bye!